choices here. We have 15, 20, and 25. So definitely want to pick something where you can only do 8 to 12 reps. If you can do like 50 reps, then you need to find heavier weights. So if you have these in your repertoire, put those away because you're not going to need those for the strength training workout. Okay, first up we're going to start off with a dumbbell squat. I'm starting with the 25s here. Feet are about hip width apart, and you're going to sit back on your heels, pushing your weight back like you're sitting in a chair. So holding the weights down beside you, pushing back. Nice, good form. Your knees shouldn't come out over your toes. Remember, 8 to 12 reps here. And it should be heavy enough that it's not easy. Okay? Second exercise is a dumbbell overhead press, all right? So here, we're gonna go just pressing overhead, both arms at the same time. And it's okay if you get to the end of this set and it starts to get really hard to use your legs just a little bit. So you can do a push press, a little squat and press. Okay. And finally, we're going to put those things together and we're going to do a squat and an overhead press at the same time. Get double the benefit when you're working major muscle groups at the same time. And so this, we're putting the squat and the overhead press together. Squat. Right. That's our first circuit. Moving on to our second circuit, you would rest in between each one of these exercises for about 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how heavy the exercise, how heavy your weights are. Next thing we're moving into is a dumbbell good morning. Again, heavy weights here. You want to keep the weights right at the front of your thighs, and you want to push your hips back. Back should stay flat, and everybody's range of motion is going to be different. So you want to only push back for as far as you can, keeping your back nice and flat. If your back starts to cave in, then you want to reduce the weight. So no rounding of the shoulders or the back. Shoulders back and down, hips back. Little hinge at the hip. Right? The next one is a dumbbell row. We're starting with a bench over row. Back is nice and flat. Squeezing the shoulder blades together as we lift. All right? Good. Remember to rest after your 8 to 12 reps for 30 seconds to a minute if you need it. And then we're adding those two together. So we're doing the dumbbell deadlift coupled with a row. So I'm going to go down in weight just a little bit. And here, pushing back and up, down, row, and back up. Down, row, and back up. Down.
Okay, so we're on to the third circuit in our strength training workout, and the first exercise in this circuit is a dumbbell lunge. With the lunge, you want to pick up the heavier weights because, again, lower body, large muscle group, you can do some heavier weights. We're going to step forward and sink straight down, making sure the knee doesn't extend over the toe. And we'll alternate legs here. Dumbbell lunge. Next exercise in this circuit is a bicep curl. So picking up some weights, and here we're going to curl both arms together, keeping the elbows nice and close to your side, and doing a full range of motion curl. Now we get to put both of those exercises together. So here we will lunge. To make this exercise a little bit more challenging, I like to do my bicep curl at the bottom of my lunge and then return to standing. A slightly definitely the easier way is to curl in a standing position. So 2 options here. Curl at the bottom of your lunge, or lunge and curl at the top. Okay, 4th circuit. Moving on to some upper body work with push-ups and then some core work. First of these exercises is a push-up. Push-up from a full plank position, from the toes all the way down, all the way back up. To modify this exercise, you can drop to your knees, and that shortens the lever arm, making it a little bit easier. The second exercise in this circuit is a T-stand. This is a wonderful core exercise. It works not only your abdominal muscles, but your shoulder muscles, your hip muscles, your back muscles. So we're going to get in this plank position here, hold the plank for a second, and then rotate our body and so that our hand extends towards the ceiling. Hold that position for a second, and then rotate back down to the plank position. And then repeat this on the other side. And you can continue to alternate back and forth. With these exercises, you can do a few more reps. When you're working with weights, we're keeping the weights between the reps between 8 and 12 reps. With the push-ups and the T-stand, you can do a few more. Now we're going to put those 2 together, and this is how that looks. Starting with a push-up, rotating to a T-stand, and then doing a push-up in between each T-stand. Okay, we're going to finish off this strength training workout with a couple more core exercises, starting with a star crunch. So we will lie down supine with our limbs extended and reach opposite arm towards opposite leg, coming up into a full crunch. And then alternate sides to the other side. If you find it too challenging to get your whole shoulder and back off, you can shorten this by placing your hands behind your head and bending your knees, and just shortening the lever arm this way. So star crunch is the first exercise. The next exercise is something we call a quadruped opposite arm, opposite leg raise. So getting in this all fours position, we are going to extend the right arm and the left leg at the same time. So we extend nice and long, and then we try to touch the elbow to the knee and extend. Crunch in, get a nice tight contraction in the core and the abs, and then extend really using your glutes and your shoulder muscles. Crunch and extend. Try about 10 to 15 on one side before switching to the other side. Extend left arm, right leg, crunch,